Good morning, VEDS. So yesterday you may have noticed that I put up a weird, just my camera pointed at the clouds, and that's because I needed to get something up real quick because the video that I did edit yesterday uh, was not going to upload in time. I was about 4 minutes from it being today, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing this, so I just put up that video. So I wouldn't miss a day of VEDS. But I'm kind of glad because that video that I made yesterday it wasn't the best. It was basically me going on for 7 minutes about talking about challenges, and all I basically said was I'm going to try to do all of them. The only one that's going to be a problem for me will probably be the Sabbath challenge, because if I count school as work, which I'm inclined to do, I work all 7 days of the week. So I might have to figure out a way to adapt that challenge in a way. But it's definitely one I want to try to do. However, I wanted to lay down my own challenge before I get into the video proper. Today I'm going to reply to a video Tessa did 2 days ago, I think. And tomorrow I'm going to redo a video that I had done and wasn't very pleased with, kind of replying to a couple things that Matt has talked about on his blog. So my challenge is to make a video or videos imitating another VEDSy. I came up with this challenge, and then Matt had his do a video like Tesla challenge. So I guess you could combine the two, or you could try something else. I'm gonna try to make a video imitating each of the other VEDSys. But basically what I mean by that is to either make a video aesthetically in the style of what they would do, or if you can't necessarily do what they would normally do, make something topically that they would approach. So if you can't exactly do what James would normally do, talk about something he would normally do, like a Disney thing. So just aesthetically, topically, anything you feel like would be an imitation of them, do that. So that's the challenge I'm going to lay down to you guys. I'm also going to go close my blinds because I have a weird like two-face thing going on right now. So the video that I'm replying to in regards to Tessa is that she was talking about the Music Man and how that was the production she did of it made her enjoy the show a lot more. And I wanted to talk about my experience with doing this. And while I still don't think the show is necessarily a good show, I definitely have very fond memories of doing it, and that is Bye Bye Birdie. Bye Bye Birdie is just kind of a mess of a show. It has some really good ideas, and some of the music's creative. I think the majority of it's terrible, but the reason why it was fun is, one, all the shows I've done are fun. They all have an element of fun to them. The aesthetic of the 50s was really cool, and I did it with a intergenerational cast. So there were people who were super young to people who are not super young. So like one of the members of the cast actually graduated the year that the play took place. So it was cool to see kind of the different perspectives on the period itself. From my generation, who's basically completely disconnected from the 50s, to generations who actually remember it, to generations who kind of grew up in that nostalgia period. You know how there's always a nostalgia period for the decade that's like 20 to 10 years ago. Right now we're in the nostalgia period for the 80s and kind of the 90s. So it's interesting seeing all that. Also, I did it with my best friend, and it's one of the only shows I was able to do with him, and it was super cool. We played two characters called, I think their names were Carl and Freddie. I don't know why they had names because they're just chorus members, but it was super fun. We made up weird backstories to them, and it was a good time all around. But most importantly, I think the reason why you can appreciate these shows is because you spend so much time with them. You kind of grow, I want to say a Stockholm Syndrome thing, but you start to see the pieces of the show that really work as you're progressing, because each show is only, like, on page, it's only half done. Like, that's not the actual show. The show is what you make it. So even if you don't really like what's on the page, you can make the show itself really good. So I don't actually do theater anymore. It's something that I did in high school and really enjoyed doing, but my avenue for that has kind of shut down, and I've kind of moved on to other creative pursuits. It's always fun to kind of look back and to see how I view my very limited theater perspective as a guy who I don't really know that much about theater. So I'm going to link to Tessa's video down below, as long as the pages to all of the VEDSs, and I will see you guys tomorrow.